all, welcome back to the new video. It's Namrata here. Hope you all are doing great. So in this video, I'm just gonna sit and have a chit chat with you all, and also I'll talk about my top favorite everyday wear eyeshadow palettes. Yes, and I don't know why today it feels a little weird. Maybe because I haven't filmed this kind of chit chat kind of YouTube videos for a while now, because I've been posting a lot of YouTube shorts. That's a new feature on YouTube, so I'm just trying that out, and till now I'm getting quite positive response in compared to such big or general YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm gonna do both, because in short I really miss this connection with you all. I don't get to talk to you, although I know here also it's always one-sided, but still I miss that. Anyway, so I'm gonna do both, and now without doing any further ado, let's get started. Okay, before I start with any palette, let me start with the disclaimer. So everyday wear eyeshadow palette may differ person to person. There is no such particular definition that this is how an everyday eyeshadow palette should look like. No. But in my opinion, everyday palette should contain all the neutrals and little bit of colors, or maybe a good balance of both, and some glitters or shimmer shadow. And one more important thing is, if you are carrying an eyeshadow palette with you, or if you're that person who likes to wear eyeshadow palette, who wears palette? Forget it. Anyway, so if you like to wear eyeshadow or eye makeup on day-to-day basis, or if you're carrying along any eyeshadow palette, then you may expect your eyeshadows would be much more than just eyeshadow. You can use it in multiple ways, like as a blush, as eyebrow filler, just a liner. That could be anything. So today I picked some of my favorites from drugstore as well as from high-end. So yeah, now let's get started. So at first, let me start with this one, which I'm wearing right now. So this is one of my old favorite. This is from Rimmel London. This is called Magnifies Crimson Edition, and I really do love this color scheme of this eyeshadow palette. It's pretty simple, yet you can create a number of looks with the shades, and yeah, it has everything I love, like some of the different shades of pink, some different shades of brown, and some rose gold and gold, and some champagne color shimmer shadow. So yeah, you can create a very subtle look with this, and also kind of a smoky eye with this kind of shadows. And I think it has a little similarity with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette, although there is a huge difference in the formula, and that's pretty normal because it's way cheaper than the Huda Beauty palette. But see, this is the look I created only with this palette. You may have to layer up the shades to get the desired pigmentation, but other than that, I think it's pretty good for the price. And you can also use the shades for multiple use. Like this one can be used for filling up your eyebrows, and you can use any of the shades as blush. Let me just try. Yeah, it's workable. You can do it. If you want, you can do anything. Okay, so this was my first pick, and the second one is coming from none other than the Huda Beauty. That's my favorite. Be it a little expensive, but I think Huda Beauty palettes are the best formula in Sephora. So this is her new nude Obsessions palette, and I'm talking about the shade called medium. She has 3 different shades for this nude Obsessions. One is light, medium and dark. I have only one of this, but I think 3 of the shades she has in this category are good for everyday wear, but this one is really great for my skin color, so this is why I have it. And again, you can see this palette has all the neutrals and some soft brown and rosy kind of shade, and also a dark brown right here, and some shimmers of course. And I think this kind of palette would be appropriate for everyday wear, or if you just makeup minimalist, you just want to add some definition to your eyes, or you want to do very little, then this kind of palette is very appropriate for that. So I already have some looks which I created with this palette, which I'm going to put in the description box below. You can check those videos to see how I used this palette, and also I have some tutorials on my Instagram with this one. So yeah, you are very much welcome to stalk me on Instagram. So my Insta handle would be right here, and also the link would be in the description box below. So now the third one is this. Yes, I haven't talked about this palette here on my YouTube yet, but I already have a tutorial on my Instagram, so yeah, you can check it out. So this is the palette by Pixi. I received this in one of their PR boxes, but I found it so good. Let me just show you. It's just like butter. You can build up these pigments and also wear it very subtle, very softly if you want. And it also comes with such a big mirror, which is so handy. So yeah, it's really a great compact palette in my opinion. And the next one, but I need to clean my hands first. Okay, now it's time for the fourth palette, and here it is. It's more like a classic eyeshadow palette or Colourpop classic, whatever you want to call it, but it's one of my favorites. And you can see I've used this palette, and it is to be one of the palettes which I use to learn those eyeshadow techniques and to create different looks. Literally, I learned to play with eyeshadow palettes with this palette. It was one of them. So here you can see it has all the warm tones and beautiful neutrals, and these shimmers are so pigmented. I was blown away with this formula, and it was my first ever Colourpop palette, and since then I fell in love with the whole brand. And till now, the products I have from Colourpop, I love each one of them. They are so affordable yet very good quality. So yeah, this palette you can create a number of looks again, and it's very affordable. They put it in sale now and then. You can keep an eye on Colourpop website or on their IG handle, so you can pick this palette in those times. That would be even better. So if you want to see me creating more looks using this palette, let me know in the comment box. I'd happily do that. But yeah, it's one of my favorite everyday wear makeup, or be it even for something bigger, I'd love to wear this palette. So that was that, and now I'm here with the last one for today's video. But you may think this palette is little too much for everyday wear, but I'd love to consider it as everyday wear palette because the color it has got. Okay, so this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy palette. It was a collab palette with Amrezy, and now look at the shades. You're getting some highly pigmented matte shadows right here, which is very much needed for any kind of eye makeup. So it has some deepened brown, black and taupe, pink, everything. And in the shimmer there are two different types, like you are getting the shimmer shadows as well as the glitters, which is not always in all the everyday kind of palette. But yeah, if you want to play with some glitters, you can. So definitely you can check this out as well. But if you think it's too much, then you can check for Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and recently they came up with the small version of Soft Glam. So yeah, that would be another great option. And here is something which I really need to mention in today's video, because this is currently my everyday wear palette. So this is the Maybelline Nudes of New York palette, but unfortunately every time I mention this in a video, some of you DM me that this palette is not yet available in so many countries. So that's really a bummer. I really don't know why Maybelline is making it available everywhere, because this is where Maybelline has done a great job with eyeshadow. Before that, I never been impressed with any of the eyeshadow palettes Maybelline has come up with, except those small ones. I think those were called City Mini palette, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I found some of the palettes had good pigment in that range, and this one is something else. I love the color story of this palette. I think all the shades in it are wearable, and what is more surprising is this light shades right here. It all has very nice pigment, which is not always the case with drugstore eyeshadow palettes. Especially this kind of shades, light shades, tend to look very chalky when you apply it, but these are so good. So definitely I'd recommend this Maybelline palette, and I already have a video where I shared the swatches, my thoughts, and also I created a look using this palette. So I'm gonna share the link somewhere on the screen. You can check that video if you want. So this is all about today's video. If you liked watching, then you know what you need to do. Please hit the like button, and if you want to see this eye makeup tutorial, then please stay tuned. I'm gonna post it soon here, and also keep an eye on my Instagram for more details. So this is it for today's video. Please stay safe. I'll be back with the next one. Till then, bye bye. Take care.